morning all of you. Welcome to my YouTube channel Florence Nightingale Classes. Today we will discuss a most important topic, that is CPR. That means cardiopulmonary resuscitations. इसमें इस टॉपिक का जो मेन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस है उस क्वेश्चन को करेंगे, बस अननेसेसरी चीज नहीं करने वाले हैं इधर. सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज दैट बिफोर क्वेश्चन सेक्शंस we learn the meanings of CPR. What is the meaning of CPR? That is, it stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitations. It stands for cardiopulmonary resuscitations. That means the procedure in which to restore the heart and lung function. This is called CPR. The first question of the CPR is the first question of CPR. That is, what is the compressions what is the compression to ventilation ratio in unit. What is the compression to ventilation ratio in unit? The answer should be, that is 3:1. That is 3:1. That means 90 compressions and 30 ventilations. This is the most important questions. क्योंकि ऑलरेडी नॉर्सेट में पूछा जा चुका है. नॉर्सेट 4 and 5 क्वेश्चन है ये. Then the second question is what is the compression to ventilation ratio? What is the compression to ventilation ratio in adult? What is the compression to ventilation ratio in case of adult? Adult में compression to ventilation ratio, that is 30:2. What is the compression to ventilation ratio in adult? That is 30:2 ratio. Then the third question is what is the compression site? What is the compression site? What is the compression site in adult case? What is the compression site in case of adult? जो compression देते हैं CPR में, in case of adult, the site, which is the site for compression in the adult? Answer should be the lower half of the sternum. Lower half of sternum. एम्स में बार बार ये क्वेश्चन पूछता है. So this is the most important question. What is the compression site in case of the adult? That is lower half of the sternum. That is lower half of the sternum. This is the most important questions. What is the site of compressions in case of adult? That is lower half of the sternum. That is lower half of the sternum. The next question is the during CPR. During CPR, in case of child, which pulse you assess? During the CPR, in case of child, कौन सा पल्स चेक करते हैं? इन केस ऑफ चाइल्ड के केस में कौन सा पल्स चेक करते हैं ड्यूरिंग द CPR? ड्यूरिंग CPR, ड्यूरिंग CPR in child, which pulse we assess? Which pulse we assess? During CPR in case of child, which pulse you assess? That is, in case of child, that is we assess the femoral pulse. That is femoral pulse. Femoral pulse. That is femoral pulse. During CPR in child, which pulse we assess? That is femoral pulse. In case of child, which pulse you assess? Femoral pulse. The next question is, in case of adult, which pulse you assess? Which pulse we assess? एडल्ट के केस में कौन सा पल्स चेक करते हैं? दैट इज कैरोटिड पल्स. That is carotid pulse. Very important questions. In case of adult, during CPR, which pulse you assess? That is carotid pulse. And in case of infant में, infant के केस में कौन सी पल्स चेक करते हैं? infant के केस में during CPR in the infant, which pulse you assess? That is infant के केस में always brachial pulse को चेक करते हैं. That is brachial pulse. That is brachial pulse. All the question is very important. During CPR in case of child, which pulse you assess? That is femoral pulse. In case of adult, which pulse? That is carotid pulse. And in case of infant में brachial pulse. The next question is the next is questions. Compression to ventilations. Compression to ventilations. Compression to ventilations in one rescue. In one rescuer. Or one persons, or 1 persons. Compression to ventilation in one rescuer or 1 persons. Compression to ventilation in one rescuer, that means 1 person, that is 30:2. That is 30:2 in case of one rescuer or 1 person. But compression to ventilations in 2 rescuer or 2 persons. Compression to ventilation in case of 2 rescue or 2 persons, that is 50:2. That is compression to ventilation in case of 1 rescue में, that is 30:2, and 2 person, that is the compression to ventilations, that is 50:2. The next question is the one rescuer. Then next question is the one rescuer change positions during CPR. One rescuer change position during CPR. How many cycles after CPR the one rescuer change their positions? One rescue change their positions, that is after 10 cycles. After 10 cycles. One rescuer change position during CPR, that is after 10 cycles. 10 cycle के बाद one rescuer who gives CPR change their positions. And the second question is the two rescuer change their positions. After how many cycles? Two rescuer after giving CPR, how many cycles the rescuer change their positions? In case of one rescuer, the position change by rescuer, that is after the 10 cycle के बाद one rescuer change करेगा. And two rescuer के केस में क्या होगा, that is two rescuer change their positions after how many cycle? That means after 5 cycle. अगर two rescuer at a time giving CPR, then they change their they change their positions after 5 cycles. After 5 cycle के बाद अगर 2 रेस्क्यू CPR दे रहे हैं, तो after 5 cycle के बाद चेंज करेंगे वो उनका positions. This is very important questions. Most important questions कि 2 रेस्क्यू कब उनका जो पोजीशन है चेंज करेंगे, आफ्टर हाउ मेनी साइकिल्स दे चेंज देयर पोजीशंस, दैट इज आफ्टर 5 साइकिल के बाद ही चेंज करेंगे. Then the next question is the depth of CPR, depth of compression of CPR. Depth of compressions, depth of compressions in adult. Depth of compressions in case of adult. एडल्ट में जो कंप्रेशन देते हैं उसका डेप्थ कितना रहेगा, दैट इज 2 इंच. आंसर शुड बी 2 इंच. और चाइल्ड के केस में कितना रहेगा, चाइल्ड के केस में डेप्थ ऑफ कंप्रेशंस, चाइल्ड में डेप्थ ऑफ कंप्रेशन कितना रहेगा. व्हाट इज द डेप्थ ऑफ कंप्रेशन इन केस ऑफ चाइल्ड, दैट इज 1.52 to 2 इंच चाइल्ड के केस में. In case of infant, depth of compressions. Infant में depth of compressions. Infant में depth of compression that is 1 इंच. कितना देंगे, 1 इंच तक compression देंगे. This is all about the most important questions in the CPR topics. इसमें से ही एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आता है बार बार. थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू.